Welcome to my scary channel. Subscribe in the comments about what or who you would like to hear a story about. My brother and I usually vacationed at the country house in the summer, sometimes for weeks at a time. I must have been 7 or so years old. And my brother has an irrepressible imagination, and when he begins to tell me stories, he is simply mesmerized. And I, of course, as a younger sister, believe what he says. So every night, around midnight, we'd go to bed. His grandparents slept on the first floor, and we slept on the second floor. And so, having already turned off the lights and climbed into our sleeping bags, I asked him to tell me something, just not scary, at bedtime. And every night, well, the man had enough of all sorts of fiction, sounded story about the following type. He would begin in a low, slow, and solemn voice. Once upon a time there was a good boy. And so he would live, brought up by his loving parents, working in the fields and enjoying the sunset in the evening, until suddenly there were visitors. The parents knew these people, were glad to see them. But the boy knew they were devils. And all was well. They sat around, had a few drinks, then went to bed. And everything would have been fine, if it hadn't been for strange footsteps in the night. Somebody was walking all the time, but as soon as I opened my eyes, the steps faded away and nobody was there. One night, as the boy lay wide awake, the footsteps grew louder and closer. He could hear the creaking of the wooden floorboards beneath the weight of the invisible intruder. Fear gripped his heart, and he desperately wanted to wake his parents, but he knew they wouldn't believe him. They trusted their guests, unaware of their true nature. The boy's eyes darted around the dark room, searching for any sign of the mysterious figure. Shadows danced on the walls, and a cold breeze swept through the open window, chilling the air. Suddenly, a soft whisper filled his ears, barely audible but filled with malice. "Come out, little boy," the voice hissed. "Come and play." Trembling with fear, the boy huddled under his covers, praying for the nightmare to end. But the voice persisted, taunting and tormenting him. It grew louder, reverberating through the room as though it were coming from all directions. The boy felt as if he were being watched by countless unseen eyes. Summoning all his courage, the boy gathered his wits and decided he couldn't endure this terror any longer. He slowly crawled out of his sleeping bag and tiptoed towards the bedroom door. Every creak of the floorboards echoed in his ears, heightening his unease. As he stepped into the hallway, a flickering candle caught his attention. It emitted a feeble glow, barely illuminating the darkness. The boy approached it cautiously, mesmerized by its wavering flame. Without warning, the candle's flame grew brighter and steadier, casting eerie shadows on the walls. A faint voice whispered, barely audible above the crackling fire. "The devils have awakened," it murmured. "They seek the boy's soul." Dread coursed through the boy's veins as he realized the dire consequences of his brother's ominous tale. The visitors were no ordinary guests, but supernatural entities with sinister intentions. Determined to protect himself, he grabbed the candle, the only source of light, and cautiously descended the stairs. Upon reaching the ground floor, the boy discovered a secret passage hidden beneath an old, dusty rug. A cold draft emanated from the narrow opening, beckoning him to explore its mysterious depths. Clutching the candle tightly, he descended into the concealed underground tunnel. The air grew stale and heavy as he ventured further, his heart pounding in his chest. Strange symbols adorned the walls, glowing with an otherworldly aura. The candle's flame flickered ominously, casting eerie shadows on the ancient carvings. At the tunnel's end, the boy discovered a hidden chamber, bathed in an ethereal blue light. In the center stood the visitors, their true forms revealed. Horned and grotesque, they exuded a palpable darkness that sent shivers down his spine. They turned their malevolent gazes toward him, their eyes burning with an insatiable hunger. Summoning his last ounce of bravery, the boy confronted the devils. With quivering hands, he held the candle aloft, its light warding off the encroaching darkness. The devils recoiled, their features contorting in agony as the purity of the flame repelled their wickedness. In a desperate act, the boy chanted an ancient incantation he had stumbled upon during his exploration. The words flowed from his lips, resonating with an ancient power. The chamber trembled, and the devils let out piercing screams of torment. The very walls seemed to reject their presence, crumbling away as if banishing them from existence. As the final remnants of the devils faded into oblivion, the boy collapsed to the ground, physically and emotionally drained. But he knew he had triumphed over the darkness that had threatened to consume him. Days turned into years, and the memory of that horrifying night lingered with the boy, shaping his future. He became an investigator of the supernatural, dedicated to protecting others from malevolent forces. Guided by his experiences, he dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of the occult, seeking redemption and understanding in the face of unending darkness. And so, the boy grew into a brave and resilient man, vowing to keep the world safe from the terrors that lurked in the shadows. His tale would be whispered among those who faced their own demons, a testament to the power of courage and the indomitable spirit of a young boy who confronted the devil himself. Thank you, friends, for listening. See you soon.